Immerse yourself in the profound insights offered by Father Chuck Belmonte as he delves into daily reflections on various gospel passages from the Bible.
January 28th, Tuesday. Was the resurrection of Christ a historical event? Joe Rogan, in his podcast, has often had on guests to discuss Christianity, though always maintaining a strong level of skepticism. He is a fallen-away Catholic who has not been shy about expressing disdain for the Church. During their conversation, Gibson and Rogan talked about the Shroud of Turin and whether or not Christ rose from the dead. I regard the Gospels as history, verifiable history. Some people say it's a fairy tale, he never existed. But he did, Gibson remarked. The resurrection is what is the most difficult for people to swallow. That is the one that requires the most faith, Rogan replied. Do you believe that was a real event? Yeah, I do, Gibson emphatically stated. Gibson then explained that he was raised as a Catholic, but that as he got older, he embraced his faith even more than before by studying, but also through reading and putting things together, and some events in my life. Rogan discussed the resurrection with many other guests, including musician Kid Rock and Protestant Wesley Huff in December 2024. How do you fact-check someone coming back from the dead? Rogan asked Huff while admitting that Christ's teachings have changed the lives of billions of people. Huff cited 1 Corinthians, where St. Paul said, Christ's resurrected body was seen by more than 400 people. During Rogan's conversation with Rock, he asked, Do you think there's a real Jesus? What makes you so convinced? My faith, Rock replied. I think the concept of Jesus is absolutely amazing, Rogan responded. I'm very interested in the idea of Jesus being a real person. Kid Rock ended up asking Joe Rogan if he would like to know Jesus. Then Gibson brought up the Shroud of Turin, which is the cloth that bears the imprint of the body of our Lord on it. They don't understand how it was made, which to me is very fascinating because it's not a paint, Rogan said. No one knows what caused the image itself, and how that technology could have even been around at the time. It wasn't, an excited Gibson responded. An intense light, I mean thermonuclear light, left a photographic imprint. Gibson then explained that the hairstyle of the image of the man on the shroud was typical of a Hebrew from the 1st century, and that he was about 6 feet tall and had scourges on his crucified body. The pollen that they found attached to the cloth was from that region, Middle East, and the weave of the cloth is a 1st century weave, he said. Gibson also revealed to Rogan that Jim Caviezel will again be starring as Jesus Christ in his forthcoming film, The Resurrection of the Christ, which will begin filming in 2026. In remarks about the Passion of the Christ, the two took time to admire Caviezel's portrayal of our Lord while mentioning that in both of their estimations, the actor played Christ better than any other actor has before or since then.
I would be delighted to extend an invitation to you once again tomorrow for another insightful reflection on the Gospel by Father Belmonte.